Hey, I'm Krista Wax. You are listening to MSP Sound on KFAI, and I have the pleasure of having Annie Mack joining me via Zoom. Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, it's a pleasure to have you here. I'm so excited. You have a
Oh,
yes, so excited to have you here. We have you. We did. No, we did not do this together. We I'm so
yeah.
excited. I'm stumbling over my words. It's so fun. You have a brand new EP out called Testify.
Yes.
Gosh, let's talk about it. I know. So exciting.
I just compared it to an ugly baby. So I'm nervous. I'm nervous to release the new music. I'm really excited, but I'm a little bit nervous because people. It's like that's my baby, and it's like, well, what if it's a really ugly baby? And then there's space for ugly babies in the world, right? I don't know. That's horrible. Kids. I've got 3 kids. Does that help right now? I'm scared.
It, that does say where your mindset's at. So that comparison, well, not compares. That makes sense. But
Yes.
I don't think Testify is an ugly baby. I think it is a very beautiful, strong baby. And how it did, oh my gosh. So how did this all go? You started recording back in February, just before
Oh
February
yeah, absolutely.
2020?
Just I reached out to Matt Patrick because I'm a big fan of a lot of the people that he's worked with, like Rachel Kurtz, Amber's daughter, so many artists whom I'm just personal fans of, and I loved the studio, and I thought he was a really well-versed producer. And then also, I wanted to co-produce, so I was looking for someone that I thought would be a really great mentor and kind of a natural teacher. And I found that in Matt Patrick. And so I brought my songs to him, and I had the ideas for the melody, the movements, how I wanted the songs to go. You hear the vision for the song, if that makes any sense. So I had visions for these songs and had already written them. And then he helped, obviously to flesh them out and to help them, come to be. So we co-produced, and it's my original material. And it was important for me to get back to the heart of just being very organic and very rootsy and very celebrating all the different musical styles I love to tell the story and to honor, the songs. So I wanted each song to pack a punch and hold its own. It's a 5-song EP, but I wanted to make sure that each song was pretty badass in its own right,
I agree. I think every song does kick ass and is just holds its own very well. That's so beautiful. How were some of those challenges of recording because did you have to stop during
Oh yeah.
this time and pick it up? Was it hard to pick it back up again, or was it like, yes, we're so ready and it's on?
It was all the above. When I reached out to him, it was like during the winter. So I'm going to say like January, December, February, kind of like that. And we were just making more progress. And I was gigging out. And March 10th was the last, live show I had. And that's when everything shut down for months. So we actually I think we just said, hey, we'll see you when we see each other. And then I didn't talk to anybody or work on music or do anything like that until May, actually. So there was a really big gap. So by the time initially my idea was cut an EP, schedule some tours, schedule some gigs, do the release like a traditional, a pretty traditional formula, for a musician. Well, when I realized that all my shows had been taken away, all my shows had been canceled, when I realized that kind of what felt like an instant, my career, was done, I decided, and then also with the different things that were transpiring in the world, and then I noticed, I went into a deep depression. However, but I was like, if I don't do anything else, I'm gonna create these songs, and I'm gonna treat myself to a healing and hopefully others, because the glory was gone, the glory was gone. So it really became a labor of love. and just honoring myself and the goals that I had personally for co-producing and for, I'm stepping into that, as well as cathartic, some therapy, some healing. And so we moved forward, and it became a very sacred time to create in the studio. It was a one-day session with phenomenal players. We had Noah Levy and on drums, and Aaron Fabrini on upright bass, and we had Matt Patrick, of course, who's everything. And we also had Stephen Kong, who came in to lay down horns, and we had Jeremy Yobasaka, who came in. So it was like, whoa, it was just really amazing. Latanya Hughes and Sarah Renner, like just, the best of the best came in to contribute, and then just had such a sacred respect. And I wanted to create something that was positive and strong and spiritual and encouraging, and Black, from Minneapolis, from Minnesota. That was really important to me.
I like that. Oh, excuse me. I frog got my throat. That took me away, your words. I love that. That must have just been, I know we're all feeling 2020 in so many ways, that so many things have happened.
Can I just interrupt you? Like, it's really important. So I guess what I was trying to say is I moved forward with, I spent money on this EP. Like, I dropped money, and usually it's like to make your money back and then some, but I knew, I'm like, I just have to create this. It's just inside me. And I know I'm not going to make the money, or, maybe whatever, what I mean? It was just like, it just needs to be done. And so I decided to be obedient to spirit and to get it done, and versus being like, well, I'm going to wait until it's perfect. I'm going to wait till things go back to normal. I'm going to wait to, and it was like, no, if I can create and finish something during this time, that says so much, to the love I have. So I just had to share that. So thank you. And I apologize for interrupting.
No. Speak. You're more than welcome. You can interrupt me all you want. I love it. Sometimes I don't have anything to say, but that's good. No. I know this album is beautiful, and you talking about it and explaining it, even just sharing that last little bit with you, that you wanted to do this. This was passion project. You wanted to get this out, and I love it. And I can I was listening to it earlier today, and I can hear, or I can feel all the things that you were talking about, describing it, that it's just like a way of healing. And it got me swaying. It got me bobbing my head a lot. And I think it's just a beautiful EP. And thank you for putting something new out during this time. And yeah, there's a lot of people who are putting out new stuff, which is awesome. It's helping me get through this. It's helping me get through January. I find January to be the worst month. Sorry for anyone who's born in January. Birthdays. My birthday's not in January, but it's always a month I struggle through. And so hearing that you had new music coming out and in January just already like kind of lifted my spirits a bit, knowing that something good was coming. And, especially hearing the first single, Testify, as well, which is fantastic. And thought, oh yes, this is what I need. This is gonna help me get through and get through the winter and through the pandemic, whatever it ends.
Whatever else the hell's going on. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's beautiful, and thank you for doing all that you did to get it out. And that had to be, I think all of us were feeling things in a way when the pandemic started in quarantine, where it's like, okay, now what do we do? And I definitely have such a heart for all of you artists, musicians out there who just, this is not helping. You're the ones I feel aren't complaining the most. You're not driving out protests about the pandemic lockdown. You've all been very respectful during such a tough time for people who are in your roles. Like, I really feel for
thank you,
all of you at that time. So I'm sure I was definitely bummed out, and I'm sure, a little depressed, kind of, dabbles in and out during all of this. And
Right.
so how beautiful that you're able to make this EP at this time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah. I didn't mean to go on that long.
That was great.
But no, I really enjoy it. And yeah, I can't wait to see you perform again live. The last time I saw you was at Basilica Block Party
Oh man. Oh
2019.
geez.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun. It was a hot day. It was hot.
So
It was so like I think I almost pulled my pants off. Like it was so hot. I don't know what my deal was, but I did not wear summer clothes that summer. And I'm like, let me perform in some jeans and combat boots, and like maybe a t-shirt. And I was so hot. And Megan from Kiss the Tiger, she was sweating, and I was like, man, she works really hard. But I was like, damn it, if she's sweating, it's really hot. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh, that day was crazy. Yeah, but it was so much fun. We got so much hometown love. It felt good to get the love and have people show up for our set and for, to support that stage. It's really cool.
yeah, I'm the one that's at that stage all the time. Like, oh, there's big bands here. Wait, who's playing on the local stage?
Yeah,
I love that
absolutely.
stage. I love to see who's performing. And
Yeah.
it was a blast to see you and Kiss the Tiger that day. You
Yeah,
look
they're
great.
so good.
You
They're
may
so
have been
good.
really warm that day, but you did. I know the memories pop up on Facebook, of course. Of course, I took video and picture.
Yeah.
Like, that's Annie.
Oh man, wow. I know it. That's good.
So with this release, with Testify coming out, how have you changed as an artist, do you think, between your last album came out 2017 and between now, besides a major pandemic, civil unrest, stuff at the Capitol?
I know. I think I really, like I said, I had these kind of like professional artistic goals, and one of them was to just really have, like, I always write the songs and the music. I do get a little bit of help with the transposing and things of that nature, but I have the idea of how it should sound, or and I do receive support, but just to be pushed to really be a part of the process, and to sit and hear the musicians and to say, I'd like to hear it presented like this, or how about, or to pay attention to how Matt Patrick is able to have those conversations while we're creating and allowing, just the process, to really be a part of the process was really important to me. And I was also challenged, to try to become balanced as an artist in the presentation. So some artists do really, really great studio, like, man, they just really shine in the studio, and you see their live show, and I'm sure the live show is great, but they really put a lot of care into that studio work. And then there's some artists who really, really are just like live performers, and that's where they put a lot of care, a lot of heart, a lot of soul. So one thing I learned was, and I kind of, like to try to be balanced on both, but I think I'm known for having a pretty strong, live show. And it was important for me to really create something that was polished, but still organic and still authentic to who I am. But that was just a really great piece of art, a great piece, even down to like the visual presentation. And then knowing that we weren't going to have a lot of the gigs, or that I wanted to have a very strong visual, kind of an old school, like, we used to look at the album covers. We would stare at album covers and be like, holy. And that was my goal, was to create something that people would be like, I don't know what this is about, but I want to find out. I want to hear what she has to say. So the music had to be really strong and solid, and the production and the story and the lyric. I mean, everything had to just be really strong, and then combine that with the visual. So it was fun to really focus on the product, not the product, but to really focus on that space versus leaning on, the live show. So I think that was really important.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And can we talk about that cover?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How?
Yeah. So
I don't know what the question is, but yeah.
I know. So the inspiration was I wanted to go big. I wanted to embrace a dimension of myself and a dimension that I always call out in other women, like the goddess, the queen, the mysticism. I wanted to engage in that while honoring the women in my personal life and having symbolic things in the photo. And I kind of wanted to have like a queen saint as a Black woman. It was really important for me to show strength and sovereignty and kind of like that saint. We honor saints when they're dead. We honor, and I know there's saints walking around right now who are just absolutely amazing. And I thought, I think we could be saint, queen, just kind of not an alter ego, but just a dimension. I really wanted to embrace that and do something that I'm known for being pretty blue collar, get the job done, nothing, throw some lashes on, and let's get it done. So this was a really fun vision to have. And the people who really brought it to light or to fruition was Shelley Mosman. And I wanted to make sure it was very female based, very, very, I wanted a lot of women's hands, as a part of this process. And so Shelley Mosman is a photographer that I've been a fan of, but I didn't know exactly who she was, but I loved her work because I would see my peers like Rachel Kurtz and Adam Levy and a few other artists. And I thought, man, who's taking, and then I found out and I said, oh, she's able to capture a really beautiful, like dark beauty, very surreal. And then in combination, a collaborative effort with graphic artist Natalie DeGrand was able to kind of come with the background of the flowers and kind of like a dark, beauty, surreal, very edgy. And so it was a collaborative effort.
It's so beautiful.
And just very symbolic, the cigar, that's just a nod to my mama. She smoked and she always had a smoke in her mouth doing everything. And then also to honor the ancestors, to be the queen, I wanted to have a crown. And then also to honor the women of mysticism, the women from Cuba, the women who are magi, things of that nature. So just a lot of, just everything kind of mixed into one.
I like a lot of symbolism. That's fantastic. Annie, where can people get this amazing EP and look at this cover photo?
Yeah. So it'll be ready on streaming platforms January 29th is all ready to go. So that's iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. If you want more of a personal interaction with me, I encourage people to go to my Bandcamp. And that's where you're going to get like the story. You can email me. You can throw me a little bit more money than, if you decide that you're like, man, this is really amazing. You can buy gifts, but Bandcamp is what, is directly going to me versus the other streaming platforms. It's just kind of the thing you do, but, and you can see the art and get the contact for the artists and everything of that nature. So yeah, I'll be on streaming platforms, but then I'll also have the Bandcamp, which I would love for people to stop by.
Okay.
Actually gonna get some pressed limited edition CDs. So absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. Annie, I know you just got this baby coming out, and what do you hope to do over this next year or
yeah.
What else?
I really hope the music speaks to people and encourages and it's received in the spirit. I hope that it creates a path for me where I get to continue to create music and work in some capacity. I really hope that it serves as a healing, for Minnesota, for Black people, Black women, just so many different things. I'm just hoping and praying that it's just going to serve the purpose that it's supposed to, that spirit will take it where it's supposed to go, So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like Testify, it's a march, Testify is a march. It's like you put it on and it's talking about very spiritual things, but it does have this kind of like street, like I'm not turning around. I'm not going to be moved. Like I have things to do, and we're marching, we're moving forward, and it's to hold steady and be steadfast, and hold strong. So
It's a beautiful message. Oh, Annie, thank you so much for joining me. Congrats on the new album. Everyone check it out. Go to our Bandcamp.
yeah,
Testify. Check out that beautiful album cover. That
yeah, it's
and it
gorgeous.
is stunning. It's a stunning photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Krista, for your passion to support artists and taking the time. This is a labor of love. There's no glory. There's no monetary, anything taking place. So I just want to say thank you so much, and I just appreciate you immensely, and thank you for having me here tonight.
Thank you. Okay.